G'day folks, Brett from Tentworld in Toowoomba here. Today I've got the Evakool TravelMate TMDZ95 Dual Zone Fridge Freezer. Firstly I'll go through the external features and then I'll delve into the internal features after that. So for the fridge freezer length we have a total of 97 centimeters without the handles. With the handles it is 105 centimeters. The width of the fridge is 53 centimeters and the height of the fridge is 46 centimeters. This fridge comes to a total weight of 25 kilograms with a hard polypropylene casing to endure the bumps and scratches that it's sure to endure. On the left hand side over here we have the control panel. Just directly below that we have a USB port which we're able to plug in additional devices and power them. Down the bottom we have the two power inlets. One is for the 12 and 24 volts and the second one is for the 240 volt. The total capacity of this fridge freezer is 96 litres. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the internal features and show you what's going on. G'day folks, now we've finished with the external features, let's delve into the internal features of this fridge freezer. As I mentioned in the very start, it is a dual zone, which pretty much means that you can separate each compartment to function as either a fridge or a freezer. So another unique aspect of this fridge freezer is that you're able to open the lid from both sides, like so. You can also fully detach the lid completely, which allows you to get access to those small items that may be down the bottom or when you're filling it up itself. There are two compartments on this fridge freezer. The rear has 56 litre capacity. The front is a 40 litre capacity with a dairy zone. It's got plenty of space so I can put in my milk bottles, as well as tall enough for my wine bottles as well to put them in there. Another feature of this fridge is that it has Wi-Fi enabled technology, which means that you can use an app on your phone to pretty much set the temperature and monitor it as well. The temperature ranges from -18 through to 10 degrees Celsius on this. So that's the main features of the internal aspects. Let's now talk about the business end of the fridge freezer up here. At the front here you can see that there's a control panel. You've pretty much got your set of buttons for your power, your set button, your plus and minus, as well as you've got the LCD screen at the front here, just to tell you what the fridge is running at and your desired temperature as well. This area also houses the compressor, which is a Danfoss compressor, which is very efficient and very quiet. So an average power consumption, if you're running this just as a fridge, both compartments, is 1.5 to 2.2 amps per hour. If you're running it as a fridge and freezer, it goes to 1.8 to 2.5 amps per hour. And if you're solely running it as a freezer, it is 2.5 to 3.5 amps per hour. That's the average power consumption on a 32-degree day. Now that we've finished showing you what the Travelmate looks like out in the field, I wanted to bring it in and actually get it powered up and install the handles, and also talk to you about the Wi-Fi capability of this fridge. So I've already installed one of the brackets on the side of the fridge here. There are two holes which are pre-drilled into here for you to screw into. You've got two this side and you've got another two on this side. So all of the components come in this handy little box. So you've got your brackets, your screws, your power cords, as well as your poles for your handles. So let's get these out and start to install it. So the handy thing with these little brackets is they're actually magnetic, so you can just stick them on there straight away. Get the pole out. You'll notice that there are some notches either side, so just align them up on the inside of the brackets. So do the one that's already fixed first, and then the second one on here. So should be good. using the screws provided. Just line her up. Check there, nice and tight. And there you have it. That's the installation of the handles there. So they're nice and strong, ready for you to go. Lift up it, as you can see, which is great. Now we can move on to actually putting the power inlet in. So I've already got my power ready to go, and all I've got to do is insert it into this 240 volt power inlet and then turn it on up the top here. So let's get stuck into that. Just putting it in and pretty much simply pressing the button to get it started. Holding it for 4 seconds and then she'll start up and should start to, as you can hear, it's just starting up now to get its temperature. So let's have a little bit of a closer look at the control panel and how to set it up. So you got your different compartments set at different temperatures, and also look at the Wi-Fi capability. Okay, now let's move on to getting the fridge freezer started up. So all you have to do is press and hold this power button here to get it started for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, now it illuminates the screen and it's just telling you what the ambient temperature is currently inside that each compartment. So 3 degrees in the rear and then 4 degrees in the front. Now to change the temperature settings, as well as to see it in Celsius or in Fahrenheit, and changing whether or not you want it on low voltage, medium voltage or high voltage. All you have to do is press the set button and then use the up and down or the plus and minus buttons here to change the settings. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you how to do that now. So press it once, going to change the rear compartment to -80 and cold as you can get. Hit it again, do the front compartment, get that to 1 degrees. Change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, that's now on Fahrenheit, back to Celsius. Change the voltage down the bottom, voltage low, voltage medium, voltage high, back to voltage low. They recommend you keeping it on low for this thing. So that's just showing you those components. Now what I'm going to do is actually show you how to operate it over the app on your phone. G'day folks, now let's have a look at the Wi-Fi capabilities of using the mobile app for operating this fridge. All you have to do first is download the Evakool app. Once you've done that, what you can do is connect to the built-in Wi-Fi of the fridge. All you have to do is go to your settings, into your Wi-Fi and select the fridge at the top there. I've already done that. Once you've done that, open the Evakool app. For first time users, hit this add button down the bottom here. The fridge ID is the last 6 digits or numbers of the Wi-Fi which you connect to. Once you've done that, hit the add button, and then as you can see, I already have this double zone fridge freezer connected, so I'm just going to tap on that. It'll open up the app. For your enter your fridge ID, user ID and password are in the instruction manual. Once you do that, log in. As you can see, it's now telling us what the fridge is operating at. -6 in the rear compartment and then -4 in the front compartment, or left and right zones, and it's using 27.32 volts at the moment. To change the temperature using this app, just hit the settings button down the bottom. You'll have a list come down here as well. Hit the settings at the top. To change from Celsius to Fahrenheit, just select the Fahrenheit and hit the save button, and automatically changes it on the screen here. To change it back, same process. Now these to set the temperature, you've got the left and then the right So what we'll do is to change the temperature of either of these, you've just got to move your finger across the scale bar. So for the top one here, which is at it's -10, I'll now increase that to 2 degrees and then hit the save button, and there you can see that it's changed that to 2 degrees. So the same thing, same principle for the other one, is to just put your finger on there and drag it out. So I'll change that to -10 and hit the save button. As you can see that it's changed that as well. At the very bottom here we've also got the battery protection, which is low, medium and high. So if you want to change that, go ahead to medium, and then, but they do recommend to always keep it on low. So that's a quick breakdown of how to use and operate the app on your phone to set your temperature and change it and monitor it as well on the fridge. G'day folks, just wanted to fill you in a couple more features of this Evakool Fridge Freezer. And the first one is that you're actually able to operate this fridge freezer if it does have a slight angle on it of up to 30 degrees. Another feature is that it now comes with an Evakool 5-year warranty. And the final tip that I wanted to give you for this fridge is make sure you pre-cool your fridge or freezer prior to going camping. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy myself a nice cold beverage. Enjoy the afternoon. Cheers.